What is up, guys? It is time to install the headers as well as the boost controller today. Today is gonna be a little DIY install on the Fujitsubo headers as well as the somewhere around here, as well as the Grimspeed boost controller. So as you guys know from the unboxings, we have lots of parts to install. So if you haven't seen the unboxings and know what I have to install, go check those out. I'll link those in the description. But yeah, we have tons of parts to install. But what we're gonna do today is, like I said, the Grimspeed boost controller and the Fujitsubo equal length headers. We'll start with these, and in the unboxing, of course, I showed you guys that it all comes with all the hardware and stuff that you need, so we're good and ready to go. Alright bros, we got the car jacked up in the air. First off, now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take off the front bumper. We're gonna need to take it off for the front mount anyways, and it'll be out of the way for whenever we're installing the headers and the boost controller. So we're gonna go take this off and then we can start. Skid plate coming off. Alright. We got the front bumper off. Now we're just moving to undoing all of the skid plate, and now we actually have to take off the turbo, the manifold, and the J-pipe. So this is gonna be some work here. Alright, so we're gonna start here with the clips from the O2 sensor on the J-pipe. And just take out these clips right here. Alright, that one's done. Alright, this O2 sensor in the front's taken out. There it goes, done as well. Okay. Now that the O2 sensors are unclipped and everything, we're going to move to the turbo studs where the J-pipe are. There's 4 of these, 2 up here and 2 down here. These are going to be pretty hard to get off. So we used this stuff to spray on the bolt right here to kind of loosen them up, because these are known to be absolutely terrible. Real hot. Fuck, dude. There we go. Is this supposed to happen? Almost there. Turbo stud number 4. Got them all off. Now we can move to actually taking off the downpipe. We have the turbo end of the J-pipe all taken off. We're gonna go ahead and do the part that connects to the mid-pipe and just take this whole thing off. Oh yeah, nice. J-pipe is off. There we go. Alright, now that the J-pipe's off, I don't even know what's next. What do we do next?
Intake side.
So now we gotta take this side off. Alright, so far so good, no problems really yet, besides having to take these bolts off that were really hard. So now we're gonna move on to the intake side, and we actually have to drop this entire manifold with the turbo and everything in order to replace the headers. So it's kind of a pain, but it's really not too bad. Okay, so while I figure out how to take the headers off, me and Tim are actually going to be watching, this is the Subispeed parent header install. We're actually watching that to be able to do this. So if you guys want a really good install video, Subispeed has one. It's going to be a lot more informative than what I'm doing. I'm just showing you guys the whole install process, but check out Subispeed's video on the install if you want to know exactly how to do it. So me and Tim are going to watch that, and then we're going to tackle the intake side of the manifold. For this side of the intake, we are going to be taking off these 3 vacuum lines. We have one right here, and right here. Disconnect those and take those off, and move to the next step. Ooh, slip her off. Okay, now that the 3 lines are disconnected, Tim is up top right now, and he's going to unscrew the intake so we can loosen up the intake. Oh, Jesus. Alright, intake is loose. Alright guys, so now we're going to take off these 2 bolts. 2 10mm bolts, one right here and one directly on the other side, and then a little clamp up here that I have to take off. So I'm going to go ahead and take off these 2 little 10mm bolts real fast. Alright. While taking this off from under the car, my camera actually died, so we ended up getting this off, and this is what actually connects to your boost controller. Connects right there, and we have the aftermarket Grimspeed one right here. So basically, we're just gonna bolt this one up
After some lube. Should always use lube, guys. Always.
Yeah, we stuck that little flange part in there with using this stuff, some jelly.
Petroleum jelly.
Now that that's done, we have these little these little screws to go in there. Boom, easy enough. Grimspeed boost controller is on. Okay, so this is pretty much done. The Grimspeed boost controller is on this, but I'm not gonna put this back on the car. I'm doing the front mount because I have to put the charge pipe back on before I do this. So this is gonna stay off of the car for a while, but the boost controller is just that easy. It just bolts right on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to take all this off.
Okay guys, so we have two 12mm bolts from the charge pipe connecting to the turbo. I'm gonna take those off real fast and then we'll move on to the manifold. Alright, first bolt is off from the charge pipe. It won't come off. So the charge pipe is now disconnected from the turbo. Okay guys, since I disconnected the charge pipe from the turbo, now we have to disconnect the manifold, and there's 3 bolts on each side. There's one right there, and then one right there, if you can see that, and on this side and on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt those real fast. The bolts are all loosened up. Tim's gonna use the power tool to get them out, and this is gonna fall.
There. Oh, sorry. You want it? Or it's all over you.
I got it.
It's all over you.
I got oil and everything all over me. Can you get that from on the car and grab this? I'm all oily and gross. So now that we have the manifold and the turbo off, I'll go ahead and show you guys this. These are the stock headers right here, and then right here is the turbo, which that's pretty awesome. So now we just have to take this entire thing off and replace it with those right there. Oh, these janky stock headers. Okay, so in order to get this thing off now, you gotta take off 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts, and this will come off. Yeah, if you guys have never seen the stock turbo on a 15WX and up, that's what it looks like. It's pretty awesome. I've never seen it myself, so that's pretty cool to see. Take these off.
Turbo.
Alright, stock headers are now off of the manifold and the turbo, which is pretty awesome. Let's compare the stock ones to the aftermarket ones. Okay, so number one, the quality is a way bigger difference, and number two is the weight is insane. So, stock Fujitsubo. These are way nicer and a lot lighter.
This one, when it Y's in, the airflow is gonna mix and go into the turbo faster. This, it just hits each other and probably goes into one another.
Yeah.
Which is really horrible.
Fujitsubo gives you another gaskets, bolts, and everything you need to put that one back on.
This is your header to engine.
Header to engine gasket. Alrighty then.
It's better than the stock design.
Cool. Gasket. Sweet. So nice. Everything so far from Fujitsubo has been very high quality. I'm very pleased with everything that they sent me, so I'm really stoked to get this all back on. So, put it on there myself. Just some nice fitment there. The headers are mounted to the turbo and the exhaust manifold. We are now ready to put these little gasket things in there. Those just
gasket rings.
Gasket rings in there. They just lay in there all nice. That's sweet. Dude, this. Oh wait, that one's already in there. And then, oh, there we go. Ready. Cool. So now we're just gonna mount this back up to where it goes in there, and we'll be good. So actually, before we put the headers on, Fujitsubo does send some heat wrap or some heat shield to put on the car while doing these. So on the directions that they sent, unfortunately, the directions, it's all in Japanese, so literally you can't read any of it. But what me and Tim are gathering from the pictures are that they put the heat shield on some of the piping around the intake and the turbo. So we're just going to wrap some of this around all that piping, and I'll show you guys when we're done where we put all of the heat wrap and stuff. We just got done putting on the heat shield stuff. Tim, where did you decide to put the heat shield stuff, and why did you do it?
Well, in the Japanese instructions, it has pictures. And the pictures, from what I saw, showed these motor mounts getting covered. And the reason I think that is because these headers, these parts right here, are right next to the rubber. And the stock ones have a stock heat shield that keeps the heat away. So I'm guessing that's what that's from. And you just wrap stainless wire around and twist it, and it holds these on.
Sweet.
And then another one's right here. It showed it in the picture, so I just put one there.
Cool. Alright, so now that that's done, it is time to finally mount all of this back up there. A little bit lighter.
Yeah, it is a little lighter.
Guys, so the headers are on, and they look so good on the car. I mean, I know obviously no one's gonna be able to see it, but it's under the car, but still, it looks really good. I'm very, very impressed with the quality that Fujitsubo made with their headers. Tim, bro, this is one piece of the puzzle down. Headers are all tightened up. We're just gonna wipe it down, and it'll be ready. So headers are good now. All we have left to do is put the J-pipe back on and connect all the vacuum hoses and stuff, and do my boost controller. But since I have an aftermarket blow-off valve, this hole right here is gonna need to be closed up. So me and Tim are about to head to Lowe's to get a little cover for this thing, and then we'll be finished with the boost controller and the headers. I'll see you guys at Lowe's. So this is the header install video. This is after we've actually completed the entire car, and the day that I completed the header install video, I couldn't record a sound clip, so I'm gonna include the sound clip now. So here is a video of the car without the headers and front mount, and here's a video of the car with the front mount and the headers. Okay guys, so the header sounds really, really good. It's not that much of a difference, but it's definitely noticeable. I think it has an overall deeper sound, and it sounds a lot healthier. I like it a lot. So Tim, what do you think about the header?
For me, it sounds a heck of a lot cleaner. Like every time the cylinder hits, you can hear it flowing out a lot easier. As you can hear, hopefully in the background, it's idling a lot smoother. So after the tune and everything, I can't wait to hear what it sounds like. Full-blown, wide-open throttle.
It's gonna sound insane, so we'll get back to real time now. Alright guys, we finally made it back. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. This is part one of the install of everything. So today we did the headers and the boost controller. We're not gonna install everything back for when we do the front mount intercooler, because all of the piping goes through where the headers are and where the J-pipe goes. So we'd have to retake it off if we put it all back on. So we're just gonna leave everything unplugged and do the front mount next. You guys will see that in the next video, and then I'll show you guys us bolting all of like the headers and the boost controller and things like that once we finish with the front mount too. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was a good install for you guys and you guys enjoyed it. So be sure to watch next time because the front mount is gonna look insane. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.